You've been waiting for a sign that the financial world is about to shift? This is it. Welcome to another critical update from Iraqi Dinar News, your go-to source for credible and timely updates on the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. Whether you're holding IQD, VND, or just monitoring the pulse of global financial change, today's revelations demand your full attention. A major public statement has just reignited global interest in a long-speculated event, one that could reshape personal fortunes and international economics alike. The source? None other than former President Donald Trump, who has issued a clear and direct statement regarding the revaluation of both the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. With precise figures and a date that is now only days away, July 1, 2025, this isn't rumor. This is a confirmed statement with numbers and intent, and it's shaking financial markets across the globe. During a recently broadcasted national interview, former President Trump was questioned on global currency imbalances. His reply didn't mince words. With absolute confidence, he stated that both the dinar and dong would be revalued to reflect their actual worth by July 1. He cited specific values: $4.22 for the Iraqi dinar and $35.00 for the Vietnamese dong. This wasn't a vague political platitude or offhand comment. This was a deliberate and targeted message. It's the first time such concrete figures and timelines have come from a former U.S. leader with substantial influence and insider knowledge. Trump's history of confronting international currency manipulation gives his declaration even more weight, especially considering his ties to high-level financial and geopolitical circles. Mention of these exact values, $4.22 for IQD and $35.00 for VND, might sound extreme to those unfamiliar with the broader economic landscape, but they're not without foundation. Iraq is now sitting atop vast, untapped oil reserves, has aligned with global monetary systems like SWIFT, and has met critical IMF compliance requirements under Article 8. Prior to war and sanctions, the dinar traded at over $3.00. Given the country's new position and reforms, $4.22 is not a fantasy, it's a strategic recalibration. Meanwhile, Vietnam has risen silently but steadily as a dominant player in global manufacturing. Over the past decade, the country has drawn in tech and production firms from across Asia and the West, bolstered by a digitally modernized central bank. A valuation of $35.00 may sound bold, but it echoes Vietnam's real economic growth trajectory. More intriguing than even the rates is the activation date, July 1. We're not looking at a theoretical event unfolding sometime in the distant future. This is a matter of immediate urgency. With only a few days remaining until this pivotal moment, the implications for holders of these currencies are profound. Over the past few weeks, multiple reports have surfaced indicating subtle but significant preparations inside the banking sector. Institutions like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and HSBC are rumored to have already adjusted their internal rate sheets in accordance with Trump's declared figures. These updated numbers are not yet visible on Forex charts or public-facing screens, which suggests they're being prepped for restricted or tiered release. Such moves are never made casually. When major banks prepare behind closed doors, it usually means they're aligning with a larger coordinated plan. These behind-the-scenes adjustments from large financial institutions aren't isolated acts. They mirror former President Trump's announcement almost exactly, reinforcing the idea that a structured revaluation is quietly being implemented in preparation for a public launch. Sources close to bank operations report that these internal rate adjustments are labeled as private tier values, meant for high-level or contract-based exchanges initially. While not yet available to the general public, these private movements often precede broader public activation. When internal bank systems align silently across institutions, especially without fanfare or media attention, it signals a major shift is already in motion, and that shift, if Trump's declaration is accurate, could go live by July 1. Looking closely at Iraq's recent developments, the pieces line up with textbook financial restructuring. Over the last 12 months, Iraq has implemented sweeping reforms in its monetary system. Its reintegration with SWIFT now allows for fast and secure international transfers. Currency manipulation and black market pricing have been addressed. With IMF standards under Article 8 fully enforced, oil exports have become more stable, and new trade agreements with both Eastern and Western powers have strengthened their international economic position. These measures are not symbolic. They were the groundwork required for a major global financial reintegration. When a nation rebuilds its infrastructure like this and aligns with international compliance, it doesn't do so without a long-term objective. That objective now seems crystal clear: a revaluation that reflects Iraq's true economic capacity. As for Vietnam, the changes there have been less public but equally significant. For years, Vietnam operated under the radar, growing its economy quietly while drawing international investment away from China. With trade partnerships expanding and factories shifting production into Vietnam's borders, the country has become one of the fastest-growing export hubs in Asia. Recently, their central bank completed a major digital transformation, enabling quicker and more efficient settlement of foreign currency transactions. These upgrades aren't the actions of a weak currency, far from it. They are signals of a nation gearing up for global economic recognition. When you consider that valuation against the backdrop of international trade, production strength, and digital infrastructure, $35.00 for the Vietnamese dong begins to look less like a surprise and more like a long overdue correction. Now, if you currently possess Iraqi dinar or Vietnam dong, there are concrete steps you can take right now to avoid last-minute panic. First, take inventory of your holdings. Ensure every note you own is documented, preferably with proof of purchase or certificates of authenticity if available. Organized documentation could make a difference when dealing with institutions that will require validation. Second, contact your local bank branch ahead of time. Not every branch deals in foreign currency exchange, and not all are equipped to handle high-value currency swaps. Getting this information now could prevent chaos later. Third, talk to a certified tax professional, preferably one who has experience with currency revaluations or windfall events. A sudden financial gain from exchanging revalued currency could come with hefty tax consequences if not managed correctly. You'll want to be informed about capital gains obligations, estate planning strategies, and any applicable asset protections. While preparing your documents and consulting your advisors are vital steps, there's one more piece often overlooked: your mindset. Emotional readiness in the face of such a monumental financial event cannot be underestimated. As we edge closer to July 1, emotions are bound to surge: hope, excitement, even anxiety. Some may get swept up by unrealistic expectations. Others might freeze out of fear. But if you want to truly benefit from this revaluation, you must stay calm, composed, and focused. Let logic lead your decisions. Map out your goals clearly. Are you planning to pay off lingering debts? Looking to invest in real estate or long-term assets? Considering early retirement? Don't just dream, prepare with intention. Discipline is key. Wealth accumulation is one part of the story. Wealth preservation and growth is another. Avoid making impulsive decisions once this revaluation becomes reality. It's also crucial to be on high alert for scams. Historically, large financial transitions attract opportunists. With buzz around IQD and VND intensifying, so too are the traps. Watch for anyone offering special access to elite exchange rates or exclusive redemption centers, especially if they require upfront transfers, NDAs, or signatures without legal review. Legitimate currency exchanges will take place through verified banks under government regulations, not via telegram groups or backroom offers. Protect your investment by staying grounded. If anything sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Never hand over your currency to anyone outside federally regulated channels. The safer you are now, the more likely you'll be able to fully benefit when the rates go live. So what happens after this event unfolds? The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong is not just a transactional moment. It's symbolic of a deeper global economic shift. These two nations, once sidelined, are preparing to take prominent roles on the world stage. Iraq, with its oil and gold reserves, is positioning itself as a major Middle Eastern financial hub. Vietnam, with its robust manufacturing and technological upgrades, is becoming an economic bridge between East and West. If former President Trump's statement plays out, we aren't just looking at an overnight rise in currency values. We're witnessing a realignment of global economic influence. That's why your actions now aren't just about short-term gain. They're about setting yourself up for long-term transformation. To recap, your checklist heading into July 1 should be crystal clear. Confirm and secure your currency. Reach out to your bank for procedural clarity. Consult professionals about taxes and wealth management, and maintain your personal privacy. Limit what you share online. Don't post serial numbers or photos of your holdings. Discretion is your ally. Lastly, remain connected with us here at Iraqi Dinar News. We'll continue providing reliable updates before, during, and after this pivotal date. If this historic shift takes place as announced, your financial landscape could change dramatically in a matter of days. Stay alert, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ready. The world has waited decades for this moment, and now everything points to it being just around the corner. Whether you're watching from the sidelines or stepping into action, your future could look very different by this time next week. Keep it locked here at Iraqi Dinar News, because as the clock ticks toward July 1, history may be knocking on your door.